What up, guys? My name's Kyler Wilson.
I'm Monica Kasuric.
And this is Film Feed. Bet you can't do that at home. So,
Guess what just got announced today?
we told you guys when we did a film rant about this a little while ago that the sequel was absolutely inevitable. What movie could we be talking about? Monica, let them know.
John Wick.
That's right, they're doing a John Wick 2. And guess who's pissed off?
It's funny that we're pissed, but we know we deep down wanted it. But then again, we have to have something to kind of rip apart, right? Seeing the comments on this announcement were absolutely hilarious.
And look, I liked the first film. I liked it a lot. She liked it a lot, man. We raved about this film. I think, if I remember correctly, that film was our first film rave.
I think it was. Yep.
We raved about it because it was such a good action film, and that's not something that we're used to watching.
It was clear cut. Clear cut.
Man, we dreaded with the second the movie ended. We were like, they're gonna do a sequel, and it's gonna suck. And
so
they're doing a sequel.
We're gonna speculate on what we might think these sequels will pertain.
So we kind of think that there are two possible routes that this is gonna take. I'm gonna take one route. Monica's gonna take one route. The route that comes to mind to me, the absolute quickest, is the Russian mob that John Wick took out in the first film are pissed off, and now they're coming back for revenge. If that sounds familiar, that's because it's the plot to Taken 2.
And we have too many Takens as it is. 1, 2, 3, maybe 4, 5, many. Too many.
Too many.
Although we love the Liam Neesons, but...
We do love the Liam Neesons, but damn it, you should have stopped at one.
So the secondary thought is probably more of a hitman-like approach, where basically he's gonna end up getting back into what he did before, what he did best. And hitman kind of to me correlates along with Transporter. That's the same thing that happened with that one. The first one was clear cut, I was there, and then the second one is basically him getting back into it. So ultimately, where else do you go from those two after a movie like
Yeah, I mean, do you guys have any ideas other than the two scenarios we gave that they could do? I mean, I guess you could take like the extreme approach, and John Wick 2 is actually just about, you know, a sad, depressed man living at home by himself watching Netflix.
Or maybe he gets like an apprentice or something.
Still seems very Hitman-like to me.
Ultimately, what can be different? What can be different?
I don't see how, like, what they did was different. Like, John Wick was different.
It was. So it's like, how can you continue to be different without conforming to what we've already known and seen?
I don't see it, man. I just don't see it. I don't see how you can get out of the two clutches that you had, which is why the sequel is something I dreaded in the first place. So, I don't know. I mean, I'll give them credit for what they did already. I mean, they kind of revived, I keep on wanting to say Joaquin. I don't know why I want to say Joaquin.
It's not the same.
I don't know, they kind of revived Keanu Reeves' career, even though, like, I think that he got just a bum rap with Hollywood for some reason, because I've enjoyed his films very consistently. A lot of people say that he's a flat, emotionless actor. Well, guess what? This movie changes all of that. Like, he has true emotion in this film. You get to see him really sad, really happy, and really angry, like, all within the span of about 15 minutes. So I really love the film. I'm just not seeing how he can do anything but be like the invincible badass or the guy who's getting hunted by the Russian mob. I mean,
they did kind of introduce a lot of other characters in that club scene.
Yeah, it seems like maybe that would be their route.
People, so again, definitely interested to see what's gonna happen. And
what would be really cool is if it weren't John Wick. Like, what if it were like Suicide Squad in a weird way? Like, I don't mean like Suicide Squad, but like, what if it was like a heist movie, but not a heist. It's like an assassination movie, but it's like 7 people and they all have to come together.
So like Smoking Aces mixed with
Yeah, what if it were something
Avengers
like that? That could be cool.
with
Something like that could work. That would be
first
fairly
Smoking
original.
Aces, not the second one. Please don't.
Wait, you said Smoking Aces. It's a good representation of kind of what I'm talking about. Like, what if it were 7 people all, like, what if it were shot kind of in that way? Maybe they don't come together, but maybe they're all after the same person, and the one to kill them first gets the prize. That could be a fairly cool little story. But then you'd have to retitle it, right?
Yeah, you have to have some kind of motivation for John Wick, though, to want to participate, because he's out of this business. Why would he want to get back in it?
I got it. Here's the plot. Well, he's got to have, like, he either has to find love again, or have like a really good friend that they didn't introduce in this film, or another dog. One of the 3. And
a new car.
Maybe. No, it couldn't work with a car. He's not emotionally attached to the car. So you got one of the 3, right? And they're kidnapped and put in a central location. Like, I'm not talking about Taken. They're put in a central location, like a Saw, like a Saw puzzle, right? And the 7 assassins are all trying to get to the prize, and he's having to go and stop all of them.
Now, what's to stop them from doing an origin story? A full-blown origin story, how he became to be.
Damn.
That's, you know what? That's probably what they'll do. Well, if they don't do that, I will be glad, in a sense. Because I feel like he's established, let's handle.
But dang, man, he could have a good origin story.
That is true, too. But that's the only way it can, because they let little
That's the only way
important things. That was it.
That's honestly, an origin story or something like what I said are the only 2 scenarios that would make me excited to see the second film. But I've got a feeling that the preview's gonna come out, it's gonna be one of the 2 scenarios we already listed. And I'm not excited for that.
Origin story would be too, because then we know how everybody knows his name.
Like, it would,
How did he meet these other people?
It could be the origin story of how he like got out of the mob in the first place, which is what, like, our story of John Wick takes place following, you know, a few years after that.
Yeah, so we're starting to branch off into multiple things. Ultimately,
what we're trying to say is we've got good ideas and Hollywood doesn't, so hire us. I mean, I think that pretty much covers it. Do you have anything else to say about John Wick or John Wick 2?
we will definitely be watching this one very closely. I know I will.
Yep, me as well. I mean, again, we like the first film enough that we'll give the second film a chance with wide open arms and without going into it being too judgmental, assuming that the preview doesn't completely turn us off. But if it does, you better believe I'm going to be releasing trailer trash destroying that thing. Mm-hmm. So, anyways, that's it. That's John Wick, or that's the news that we have about John Wick 2. There's no real idea of what the movie is about yet. All we know is that they've got the director, the writer, and Keanu Reeves back for it. So, they did a good job the first time. Hopefully they'll do a good job the second time. Until we find out, like, about a preview or a plot synopsis or something, that's all we got to report. What do you guys think? Are you excited for John Wick 2? Make sure to let us know in the comment section below, and
hit us up on Facebook and Twitter. Give us some thoughts. Give us some things.
Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button.
Give us some food to chew on.
Make sure that your mama knows about us. Make sure your daddy knows about us. Make sure your sister knows about us, and your brother, and your next door neighbor. Give us some damn love.
Your mama's mamas, your mama's daddies, your daddy's mama's cousin, sister,
Just
brother.
Share us.
niece.
That's all we're asking here. That's all. What we're trying to say is we want your love. All right.
We want your love, and we want to make it great for you.
That's all we're saying. All right. Cool. We're gonna high five this one out. You ready?
Ready.
Let's high five it out. Boom.